Hello, everybody. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We are live with another show, another match reaction. Newcastle United just beat Leicester City 4-0 in a convincing, great comeback performance. We needed a performance like this. Let's be honest. Let's not lie to ourselves, and let's not be what the mighty wind calls us, bedwetters, because we won and it was a convincing performance against a weak team, but a weak team that people said that we can't beat, that we haven't been able to beat. And they are right. And I was right. And then people that criticize were right. We didn't beat teams like Brentford, like Crystal Palace, like West Ham, all those teams that are not performing in the Premier League. We didn't beat them when everybody expected us to beat them. Well, tonight we beat a team that's on the lower end of the table, but regardless, we went out there and beat them at St James's Park. We had a lot of things going our way. One thing I will say, clearly this is not to me a score sheet or a game that tells me Eddie Howe needs to stay in for another 5 years or Eddie Howe needs to be out. It to me that doesn't change the needle, and it shouldn't for most fans because it is again we did what we were supposed to do. We did what we were supposed to do. Not much more than that. Everybody played great. Every single player played great to good. Criticized Murphy for a lot of his mistakes, but then he bettered his performance. Scored twice, and he stopped giving the ball away. And so I think the system also worked for him to score twice. He could have scored more. So I think everybody overall played good. Everybody. Eddie Howe to me gets a 10. We're gonna do the scores in the next few days. We're gonna be off tomorrow, maybe Monday, but we're gonna put up the on the website so you can vote and give your score. I'm already going ahead of myself and saying that Eddie Howe will get a 10. I'm going to be nice simply because he did what he was supposed to do. Now, are you going to get praised for doing what you're supposed to do? Well, I'm going to be nice and give him a 10 because I think he made every move right. Every move he made was right. The starting lineup was correct. The subs were correct. Everything was correct. Maybe you can say, I wrote it down. The small criticism would be having Lewis Miley on the pitch and able to play would have been a better decision because Willock is coming back. Joe Linton is not going to play against Ipswich. And maybe Lewis Miley getting more game time would have been the ideal solution. But he put in Willock. He got a thing at the end where he went to the ground, but I think he's fine. But for the most part, Eddie Howe got a 10 today. You got to criticize when criticism is needed. You've got to praise when praise is needed. You got to be fair and objective, and that's what I praise. That's what I try to do here. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and you are entitled to your opinion. So please hit the link in the description in the chat right now. Join and have your say. Let me bring in Gary to give his take on the game. Gary, how's it going, mate? All good? Really good
Yeah,
performance
great.
tonight.
Yeah, loved it. Like I said, it was. I say it's what we said before. You know, it's this is what we expect from players. It's not always what we've been given this season. It's been very frustrating as a fan to see the rise and fall, the yo-yo effect, win, draw, loss type of thing. You know, across the board, it's said the same. Before today, it was 5-5-5, and very similar to what I've just said. It's win, drawn, and loss, equal numbers, negative on the goals for regarding the different side of things, and it just seems to be us this year. You know, a little bit of glimpse of light, then there's multiple negatives. And the one thing that football can give you as a fan is results. What we hear all week, especially us as a channel, because we're obviously going out there into the big wide world and looking at all these other news stories, we see a lot of negatives. So on a Saturday or on a Wednesday, what you want is for the lads, regardless of the opposition, is to go out there and try and compete and get the results. It was very one sided. That's the one thing I'm going to say. The lads across the board, from back to front, outperformed the opposition player. They allowed Leicester less of the ball in the defensive areas, as in our defensive areas, and the only time they allowed them to have the ball is outside of those zones where they really couldn't get into us, couldn't really get behind us. So, in effect, it allowed us to grow into the game. The first 25 minutes, it was the nearly runs, until we got that one goal. And once we'd got the goal, it seemed to lock, as the lads were saying, the litmus paper. And in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the second half, wow, what a difference! The lads seemed to just step up a gear. They relaxed after the break. Obviously, there was a lot of things said in the halftime dressing room, and it seemed as if they come out with a different air and a different want and desire. A couple of really quick goals changed the outlook of the game. They never looked like getting into the Leicester never looked like getting into the game, even though there was only a couple of placements um, between us. Really, it wasn't. It's never always as far away, but obviously on points is totally different. And that's what I was saying at the start of the match. This season, so different because everybody and everyone seems to be taking points off people around you. What Eddie needs to do now, and we were saying we were scratching our heads at the start, is replicating the performance. And the one thing that we've seen today is these type of performances, keeping clean sheets, going and scoring goals, gives everybody, and like you said, Eddie Howe as well, a pat on the back, and it's a boost. The next test is Brentford on Wednesday.
That's it.
And that's all you can say. I'm not gonna earmark individuals because I think at the end of the day, to win, draw or lose, it's a team effort, and I think there was a high percentage of the unity that we was lacking in previous games that we saw today, and there was a couple of standout performers, and I'm going to say Anthony Gordon for me was the standout performer. I thought he did really well with the ball driving into the box. Didn't get a goal, which could have probably rounded the game off. But for me, if I was to look at one player that seemed to open up doors for us today, was Anthony Gordon. And what I mean by that is he drew players in towards him. And with J7 in and around him, he was able to get a couple of shots off literally from his hard work. When we moved the ball really quickly from the work that was done on the left hand side out to the right hand side, we overloaded at times. I mean, Murphy had literally the key to Newcastle at times. He had that much space, but again, that all come from the real hard work that was down the left hand side. So, well done to everybody. Well done to the lads. A well deserved win. Again, you can only play the 11 that's in front of you. So I'm not discrediting, I should say, Leicester because they are a poor side, and if they stay in this league, they're going to need a little bit of lady luck, I think. But well done, the lads.
All right. So, Tiger, you are heavily an Eddie out guy, but you got to give praise where praise is due, man. He did what he's supposed to do.
Uh,
He got the
yeah,
job done.
yeah. I'm gonna try and be positive this today. I was like, no, I was happy. I was happy with the performance. I think everyone played well. Tonali, you see, this is why you need to start Tonali, man, because he just bosses that midfield. And people who say Bruno and Tonali can't play together, well, they can play together, but you got to play them in the right positions. Um, Again,
Yeah.
Isak, um, you can't sell Isak. He's on fire. And Gordon was good. I thought, do you know what, Gary? You said Gordon was the best player. I thought Lewis Hall was better.
Oh yeah,
Like,
but he was impactful certainly.
the way he was just
On the game.
driving with the ball, winning the ball back, defending. I think he was just amazing today. It could have been him, Gordon, or Tonali. I thought them three were the top performers.
Mhm.
Um, I don't want to shit on Murphy, but before his first goal, he was so awful. But then that goal gave him the confidence, right? And then
Right.
obviously, like, he took his goals really well. But then it shows you that we do need a right winger. Like, that's the weakness in our team right now. Like today, that starting 11 was probably our strongest, but Murphy was the weak link in that starting 11.
But
So
I think the system, you can say saved Murphy,
yeah,
if you will. The way we were attacking because by the way, Leicester didn't bring in a low block, so we don't know yet
no,
what was going to happen with the low block. But certainly those counterattacks where everybody was dragging all the defenders were dragged to the left, Leicester defenders with Gordon, with Isak dragging the ball with everybody. They left an open space for Murphy just to shoot multiple times. Uh,
yeah, yeah,
he had a couple sitters, not a couple sitters, but he could have executed better, I guess, on a few.
yeah.
Um,
I was pretty like shocked the way Leicester was set up though, because the last 2 games they performed really well. So Murphy's second goal, I was like shocked how open they were on that side of the pitch. But again, it was a brilliant finish by Murphy. The thing I want to say is like, after, like, I'm hoping this win doesn't like cause an overreaction with the fan base. You know, that's the worry, right? Because like Brentford is the big test now, so we need to see this performance in that game. And am I confident for the Brentford game? After today, I'm 50-50 now, because you don't know what Newcastle's going to show up.
Well,
And that, that
that's
that's
another thing.
that's the
Yeah.
problem, because we could just go like Brentford, like Leicester are a poor team, so we should be beating these lot no matter what. But Brentford are better than us and they're better than Leicester, so we'll see what happens on Wednesday. But I can't be negative today. Honestly, like Eddie Howe. Yeah, I give him the props that claps. Well, he did well today. He did, like you said, Chris. He executed everything perfectly. The subs, the starting lineup. People were worried about Dubs coming in. He's got a clean sheet, and it's like,
You got to no. Well, I mean, he when he was called upon, he executed right. He gives you security when he has the ball, certainly.
yeah,
And I think he did everything right. I mean, Trolls was in the chat. Trolls, I respect Trolls, but he was saying, he's still 80 out because his in-game management is not right. Well, his in-game management tonight was flawless.
maybe I would say one thing. When he brought Longstaff on, do you know what? When he took Bruno off, I was so shocked. I was like, okay, like
Exactly.
you're listening now, but I would have taken Joe Linton off instead of Bruno, because I forgot he was on that one yellow. Then he misses the next game. So, but it's not a big issue. But
Well, no, I think it's the big deal though, because taking Bruno
well,
off,
yeah, we need a flip.
I never expected taking Bruno off, and that means that Eddie said, "Well, I can still take my captain off, and that's fine,
Yeah,
no big deal." Now we were winning a lot by a lot of goals, so I don't know if he would do that when he's not playing well and we're still drawing, or
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if he would do that. But look, we can only judge on what's happened today, and I'm satisfied with Eddie Howe's every Eddie Howe move today. Um, I thought he was taking Denali off, and he didn't, which is great. Osula got a lot of minutes. Johnny and UFC saying Osula came on too late. I'm not sure. I think it might have been just the right time. And
Yeah, yeah.
he was busy. He was busy when he came on. It just
Well,
shows
he
you.
had 20 minutes, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, and that's all you can give lads that are coming into the side like Kasula is, because it becomes too much of a gamble. I think the one thing we've got to look at now. I know people are saying, "Well, we've already won the game," and I'm just going to step back a little bit, if I may, and just address what Tiger's just said there about bringing Bruno off. I think what you've got to understand is we've already lost J7 now. We question why bring Willock on when he's not trained all season, and it's only when you actually go and analyse it. And while Chris and Brant were talking at the end of the game, there, I was just doing a little bit of head work, if you like, and now I understand it, because we're going to miss J7 on that left centre position, and the only player we've got that plays naturally there is Willock. So Willock needs minutes at competitive level to try, and because he's going to be playing that next Premier League game for us in that possession. So for me, you're absolutely right. Brentford is the next game. And I think it shows a little bit of balls, if you like, because you then start saying, well, why is he taking Bruno off?
Oh God, look at
Oh
his
my
face.
God! Look at
Here
this
he is.
guy.
Oh
Here he is.
God.
Look
You
at
start
this guy.
taking Bruno off, and all of a sudden you start questioning why has he done that. And I could understand it. It's about protection when you need to. You don't need to keep everybody out there for the 90 minutes. They've done the job. Protect your assets, because them are the ones that are going to take you forward, and play the squad. And that was the perfect example of how to play the squad in my eyes.
Yeah, the mighty
Sandro,
twat.
ole, ole,
Well,
ole.
I hope
Sandro,
you.
ole, ole,
I,
ole.
I
I
hope this
told
is.
you so, I told you so.
You told me what?
Wait,
I've been defending
Oh,
tonight.
ye of little faith.
No, well, let me tell you something. I've been defending Tonali when you were defending Longstaff. So it's I don't
he's
know what.
making me angry now.
I didn't realise Tiger was in.
He's making me angry now. Do
Yeah,
you know what? I was
the
actually
rocks
positive,
are
mate,
ready to
until you
get you
showed up.
back under.
Do you know what? I was positive until you showed up. Now oh god. No, I'll give it to you, Win, man.
Hey.
We played well today. We played well. I can't fault anyone, so I'll give it to you.
No, and that's what I'm gonna give. Look, you shouldn't when you do a job, they pay you to do a job. You shouldn't um, really be praised to do your job. However, I'm just gonna be nice, and I'm gonna give Eddie Howe. I know he's watching, so I'm gonna give Eddie Howe a 10. I mean, we're not doing play scores right now, but I'm just gonna say it because he did everything right. And again, you can say Lewis Miley should have
I've
been.
got to say, I wasn't thinking so myself, mate. Because when it came to the 61 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock in the corner, and I'm going,
No,
what?
but
Why? Why go for the throat, man? Get the 7.
exactly. Well, but look,
But
well,
but
for
player protection, fair
you
enough.
got to
It's
do
a
player
squad
protection
game
exactly.
these days, fair enough.
And because so that makes sense to make. I think Eddie Howe made every move right. You could say that Lewis Miley should be given time. If this is the type of game that he should come in, you never know when you're going to be in this situations. But so he still should be on the bench. Willa came on. And that's my only minor criticism, and still I'm going to give Eddie Howe a 10 because I could never believe. I thought, man, I'm telling you, it must be cold as hell in Venus. It must. The
It was cool
storms.
as hell at the park, I can tell you that.
Well, I bet the storms might have stopped in Jupiter because I mean I just could not believe that Eddie Howe was making every move just made total sense. And when he took Bruno out, I thought, man, he's walking up, and that might be what keeps him in the job. And if he gets results and the performances are good, then that might be it, Tiger. That might be what would he make
Oh,
you what would make you because if he continues to do this against big team, small team, now listen, you're gonna lose and win. That's you're gonna
yeah, I
lose,
get
man. That's
that.
not
Yeah.
a
Not a big team. I say Liverpool got out of jail again.
yeah, but they got the quality to do that. They got the quality to do that. But so what would make you Eddie Howe in though? Because if nothing will, then you're not being honest with yourself. You're just
No,
being biased.
I think for me to be Eddie in, because when he came in first, I was supporting Eddie. I thought it was a great appointment and we did well in the first. I think if we can go back to where we play consistently good for like today, if we play this consistent football throughout the whole season, us and like we're challenging for Europe. Not I wouldn't say titles yet. Like I said, it's gonna take a few years. But if we're consistently challenging for Europe, we're playing good football. He's not picking his favourites, and he's playing the best players in their position. I will be Eddie in, of course.
Yeah.
But right now at the moment, I haven't seen that since last
Well,
season.
I agree. I agree. We haven't because this means nothing anymore. Mighty win. It's done and over. You got 3 points. You got it. Literally, it is. As
No,
much
but
as
win.
as much as I'm saying.
And again, listen, we've hit Leicester when they've just got a turn of form, got a win and a draw after 4 losses, and Ipswich have done the same. They've beaten Spurs away. They've beaten Wolves away
Yeah,
today.
I do agree with Johnny and UFC says whole man of the match for me. I do agree.
Mhm.
Although Gordon had to me the best game of the season.
We were
Uh,
arguing about that. Yeah, Gordon's in the equation. I tell you, who was the worst player on the pitch again. Shea never
nah,
won a
I think he
ball.
was okay. He was okay. When he was
I
okay.
don't. I don't think.
Never won a ball in the air again, and 3 of the balls that he lost ended in them being on our
But see,
penalty area.
I can say the same thing about Byrne. He won a couple of balls in the air, but
Burn
he
was
said
magnificent, man.
no. Byrne sent the ball. He won aerial duels, but he sent them to the Milburn stand every time. So he's got a square head, man. So let's not get carried away. I thought that the defense were not compromised at all. Therefore,
He's from
really,
Oh
yeah, here we go.
God!
Blythe.
Here we go.
You'll
There you go.
never
Yes.
ever be dampened.
I told you, man. This guy, he can
He
never
was
be
covering
measured.
for trips at the finish.
He can never be. That's the problem as well with Dan Byrne. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but if we
He
were
was
drawn,
covering Gordon as well, man, at times on the left
yeah,
hand side.
he
He
was
was
Yeah,
everywhere.
he was just all over the place. Dan Byrne at the end. For the most part, he was decent. So
fantastic.
So no, I'm not going to go overboard. I think he did decent. I think the Shah did decent. The defense were not compromised at all. Even Livermento could have executed a few crosses right, to be
Yeah,
honest.
Livermento.
But it's just, but at the end, I think everybody played good, in my opinion. Everybody played good.
We've won 4-0. It's a good day.
But what is your assessment on the game, though, Win? We haven't heard from you yet.
Well, I just thought we're never really in trouble at all.
True.
But again, man, we can't finish with dinner, man. We should have had 8 or 9 there.
No. When is the last time you've seen 8 or 9 goals in a match? Stop being unrealistic, man. That never happens. We beat Sheffield United, and everybody thought we were going to win the Champions League when we scored 8-0, 8-1 or whatever we scored against Sheffield. That never happens.
Listen. Give Murphy his flowers. He's got a couple of goals.
He came back.
But he could have had 4.
You could have had a hat trick, yeah.
Yeah, but yes, you're right. He could have scored
more.
Isaac.
He
missed one sitter.
Well, you've just said it. He missed a sitter.
Exactly,
but apart from that, there were several occasions, when he got the ball and he had a simple ball to somebody else in the box that he could have passed to.
He's a center forward, man.
He didn't.
He's a center forward. Who do you want me to pass to? He's a center.
I'm just saying.
I think you're picking
center forward. He's a striker.
He's a center forward. He's a center. Here we go with the same nonsense again.
Here we go again.
What did he say?
He says he's like a striker, not a center forward, which is semantics in this day and age in football. Semantic. He's a proper center forward. You only made him be in front of goal once. He missed it. Amazing ball.
On about 70 minutes when Bruno put what a ball and blew it again.
What? No. He only missed one sitter. Stop trying to add more to it.
No, he missed one sitter, but there were several other chances where you keep on complaining that he's not getting the service. He's had the service today.
No, he didn't. He only got one goal, one opportunity in front of goal. One. What are you talking about?
But anyway, what about the first goal? What a goal! Straight off the we've been saying we're not getting anything from set pieces. First 2 goals, both from set pieces, both off the training pitch. Fantastic.
Like Roy Keane says, it's his job.
There you go.
It's his job,
but no, it was an excellent. It was an excellent set piece, though. It was an excellent set piece.
It was.
Oh, it was superb, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's
what's and everybody knew what they were doing, and bash.
This is where I was shocked. I was shocked today. I was just like, everything was working for us.
What's that?
I clicked the wrong button. I just sprinkled.
I just sprinkled
something.
Bury the show.
But
the fairy godmother was coming. It was Christmas. It's Panto season.
My only thing is, Win is never not biased. When you win, he will always try to pick. He wants players to score every opportunity they have, and that's living in La La Land as he usually does.
How many shots on target did we have today?
On target. Probably, we had like 5 in the first half.
5 or 6. Sorry.
That probably went up in the second half by probably 10 altogether. So 10, and you score 4. So I don't know what the right number is.
There was a couple of shots on target that like weren't shots.
Because if you look at,
used to see Bruno getting his goal.
Hey, by the way,
we had 27 shots altogether. I'm just going to work out the metrics on the on target bit. Shots on target 11, and we scored 4.
So 11 out of 4. That is a good percentage. That is a good percentage. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is football, man. It's not Villard where they let you shoot.
We had 9 shots off target, 7 shots that were blocked, and 20 shots were inside the box. Which, when you look at the metrics, 7 shots outside the box. So I'm not sure. You can say we didn't. You're never going to put every shot away, but I think the law of averages again was what I was saying at the start of the game. If you put the shots in there, even if your first shot doesn't get in, the rebound or a chance post that shot will certainly trouble
I've just
the
got them up
team.
there.
My man, hold on.
27 shots, 11 on target.
I just said that.
Yeah, well, that's what he just said, man. Why are you trying to one up a teammate, man? What's wrong with you?
I'm not
Uh,
trying to one up anybody.
Yeah, you are.
As opposed to their 4-1, and their one was a lob.
But my man Darren Mills, his Chris, will stop being so harsh once he has experienced his first game in the flesh. The love will then flow. It has nothing to. I agree with you, and I cannot wait. Today, I was actually looking at the images for watching doing the commentary, and I'm going in January. I hope to meet you, Darren. And I was like, man, we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna be in the match. I'm like watching these players play live would be amazing. But then I gotta come on here on camera and I gotta do a job, man. I can't just say I'm amazing, amazing, lovely.
Grinch.
No, it's not. I've actually came here and said Eddie Howe gets a 10. Everybody played great. No complaints from me. What else you want me to say? I can't get naked on camera. What do you want me to do? You cannot. All of a sudden, you can't. What do you want me to say? That we're gonna win the league now? No, because right now we played great against. We did what we had to do. Now we're gonna move on to Brentford.
Against the poor team, by the way.
They were a poor team. Glad you say that, because it is true. But then again, you did what you had to do. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You
can
move
only
on to
play
the
the
next
11 in
target.
front of you. Exactly.
Now you move on to the next target, which is going to be more difficult. Brentford in the cup. It's going to be at home, but regardless, I think it's going to be a lot more difficult. And we'll have a sample to go from with the away match that we did, that we
Well,
played.
you know what I said? We've got to win all 4.
Well,
to win this, we've got to beat Brentford, got to beat Ipswich, got to beat Villa.
as much as I don't think a lot of you agree with me on this, but I think the cup is important, and I think if you win the cup, if you do a great performance in the cup, and no, because I mean you can lose. I mean, I would criticize it anyway, but I'm just saying. I think that if you win the cup, that's going to buy Eddie Howe more time, even if he loses the next 2 matches.
Which I don't agree with. But we've been there before. We've ridden this horse before.
Yeah, but with Dog Leash, but you rate Eddie Howe as the best manager in the history of the tune, so that should change that perception. So because Dog Leash was rubbish.
Well, no, because he's already been there once and failed.
Who? Eddie Howe. Well,
so, I don't know that he's got. I don't. We're cursed, man. We're cursed. We're on about where did the name St. James's Park come from? The place is built on a cemetery, man. It's cursed.
It's cursed. It certainly is cursed. No, but look, man. I think tonight was a great
sick
performance.
People in hospital dying in hospital, getting buried under our pitch. It's.
Murphy and then Longstaff.
And ferocious makes the opposition look pathetic and atrocious.
The mighty
you sing this song with us, you really do support us. Super Shawnee Longstaff is terrific and ferocious.
God, man.
Are you kidding me, man? Come on, man. This is crazy. It's getting out of control, ladies and gentlemen. But I mean, look, Longstaff coming in.
I'm allowed to be happy.
I don't understand. I mean,
but you're overreacting after one. Like
I would agree. I would agree. I'm
overreacting after one victory. And what are all the bedwetters do after one defeat?
No. That's wrong, though. By the way, that's wrong. You keep saying that. That's wrong. We mentioned this, and by the way, I'm no bedwetter. I'm just looking at the game and objectively analyze each game in particular. In every game that we played, we would play poorly and we won. We got an equalizer. We drawn the game or we lost, and we were poor. The same. Nonetheless, we were poor. So tonight is a good performance. We played great, and we got the points. But it's not like we lose one game and then people get crazy. No, they've been seeing the form not being good, and once and even when you got the result, people would tell you, "Well, we got the result." And no. It's the form and the way we're doing it. And look, today we got the result, so we can't say, and we won, and the form was good. That's the thing as well. Because if we would have just won, as you said, that we should just win. However, how do we win anyway? Just shoot everybody down,
So
just,
who did you There's been a couple, and Lewis Hall is certainly up there for man of the match. Is that generally agreed that Lewis Hall's man of the match?
I think he's the
Because
best.
I think
I said
Tonali's got
Hall,
to be up there.
Tonali, and Gordon. I said them three were
But
the
Tonali,
standouts.
but
And
see,
Gordon, by the way.
the service for Tonali is going to be this because he's going to perform like this every time, and it's going to become the norm. And
That is
so
the norm for him.
the norm is just being the best midfielder on the pitch,
But
and that's going to be like, well, he does it all the time. Let's give it to another guy, that had a great performance. It's kind of like the Ballon d'Or, you're going to give it to.
I ended up getting into an argument with a kid behind us today because he said, I got on about Tonali. He's just passing it back. He's just passing it back.
BS.
Because as I've said a million times, he knows what he's going to do with that ball before he gets it. If there's a forward ball on, he'll know it's there. And if there's not, keep possession. Keep possession. That ball is your baby. You look after it.
Yeah.
Outstanding performance today, I thought, from Tonali.
Darren says,
But
Chris,
Lewis Hall as well. I mean, he's just
Lewis Hall was
growing
amazing.
and growing and growing in confidence and ability.
No, he was great. He was great, but
he was
but
fantastic.
see, here's the thing with you, man. You contradict yourself 24/7 because yesterday or 2 days ago you were saying that he loses every ball and he's weak defensively, and now you're saying he's growing and growing and growing. All you do is contradict yourself.
Hang on. Get this into perspective.
No, there's no perspective.
Dan Burn got pelters.
What the hell Dan Burn got to do? Dan Burn is not a left back.
When Dan Burn was playing left back, he was getting pelters
because he's not a left back.
For getting beat by exceptional wingers. And that's
because
exactly what happened to Lewis Hall.
Because
like I said at the time,
again, because
the best left back in the world will get beat once or twice a game.
Yeah, but Burn is nowhere near
the best wingers in the world.
But then Burn is below the worst left back in the world. Below.
No,
so he should never be a left back. That's not his position. It's like you asking Dubravka to be a left back.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And the criticism went to Eddie for putting him in that position. So there you go. Hall is a left back. He's performing great. Darren says here, Chris, I know you're doing your best to be realistic. Thank you for when somebody gets it. But I'm telling you, you will definitely soften once you have been to your first game. Thank you for your honesty. Great show, guys. Thank you, Darren. But look, I'm gonna continue to be me, man. I'm not fake like the Mighty Wayne. I don't do this for just to laugh and smile. None of that. You gotta do your best. Beer Viking, you've got to also give credit when credit's due. Murphy, by the way, he was the worst player in my opinion in the first half because he was giving the ball away. He missed a cup. He just shooting.
By the way, that's two sitters. I'm on your side.
No, and it's not sitters either. He just didn't. He didn't even get it on target. It's like everybody was doing the right thing. I don't ask this thing. I don't ask players to score and have the goal of the year every week. Just get it on target, get it right, and that's what we were asking of Murphy. He wasn't doing that, and in the second half, he got it right, and he played good. So, Beer Viking, you've got to admit Murphy had a good game today. He turned it around, man. He turned it around.
Well, I don't know, Chris. He put his goals away, but he was shit, man. I won't lie.
The system did benefit.
Yeah, like
Murphy.
you said, the system did, but he's just he's not good enough still.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's with his celebration, like holding his ear. Like, mate, you're still shit.
Well, that's the thing, though. I saw that. He was going at the fans, I believe, in that first celebration. I didn't say it because I wanted to make sure, and then I saw on Twitter that he was kind of like coming at the fans. And you can't do that, bro, because you've been rubbish the whole time.
Yeah,
2 free games, and then you're gonna do that. I don't think that's adequate. I mean,
one thing I want to say about Osula today, like when he came on, he did that like a good run, and then he passed it to Barnes, and Barnes should have done better with that shot. But it just goes to show, like, he should have had more minutes to gel with this team, because you can see there's potential there with Osula. Like, he's got the pace, he's built. So he just needs more game time now, and I think Eddie Howe needs to like put him on more.
The one big occasion that Osula had when he came on, he did all the hard stuff, got the ball, and he had an easy ball
Yeah, he passed
out,
it too late to Barnes.
out to the right. Well,
Yeah.
no, he actually.
Well, he got it done right
forward,
though. I
and
mean,
it ended
maybe a
up
little
going
too
to the
late.
right, but
Yeah.
because he. I mean, I don't blame him for that. Trying to make an impression, why not?
Yeah. But you can
No,
see, like, there is something there with Asula. It just needs more time and more playing time, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we hope that's something there anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now Osula, boy, you're gonna have to play him. That's the thing. Osula,
Yeah,
you,
absolutely.
you're gonna have to give
And
him the
today
opportunity.
was the perfect opportunity to 4-0 up, get him on Sarah. It's still not putting him in a real game situation, to be fair, when you're going on 4-0 up.
No, but you're seeing what he
That is the way to do it.
Would you start him against Brentford?
Asula,
starting.
not a chance. No, I'll put my best 11 out
Oh,
against him.
okay.
Oh, this 11 needs to be playing every game. Trust me, man. This is your best 11.
No,
If
that's
they're
Yeah.
tired,
well, I'm saying we got the team spot on Thursday when we did the team prediction. Spot on, and it's turned
hey,
out magnificently.
I'm not gonna lie. One player that impressed me for a good part was Barnes on the right. I think he was very active. He got into the middle. He shot with his left, a solid shot. I'm really impressed.
That was when he was doing his normal thing, cutting in. But when he had the one
Yeah.
opportunity, the big opportunity from the right, he didn't hit it.
No, but I like Barnes. I mean, I think if you because it's clear that Murphy is not the number.
Well, I can say I'm looking forward to getting off and watching it all again.
It's not.
I
I
haven't
would
seen
give.
it on the box yet, so
I would definitely give Barnes more chances. Not starting yet, or you can start him really because it's not cigarette paper as far as the. Well, I think Barnes is a better player anyway than Murphy, but on the right side, you have to see. I think though that this result and because Murphy scored twice will blindside. I don't think Eddie has come to his senses all the way yet. I think that Eddie will be blinded by Murphy scoring twice, and he will use that to keep playing him game in and game out.
But he might,
But
Chris, he might use that as an excuse, saying that, "Oh, Murphy's scored twice. Don't need to buy a right winger in January." You know what I
that's
mean?
even
Like,
worse.
no.
you know what I mean?
Our
Nah, but
survey
this is
said
what Eddie Howe does, though.
That's even worse right there. But yeah, I didn't think about that one. But that could be a possibility. To be fair, if indeed it's true that that we can't buy anybody.
Having said that, could this be Murphy's purple patch? Like Miggy's 2 years ago, and if he
Murphy's
gets
purple patch
2
came
and
in
1
10
and
years
2
later.
and 1 and 1 and 1
Oh.
in
But
8 games,
10 years
you know.
later, purple patch.
And then,
No,
what we'd do is sell him.
no, we're not going to sell him. We're going to give him
we
a
never do
5-year
that.
Well,
contract.
that's what if Murphy was to get 8 goals in 10 games, I would sell him then, because
No,
he's
we're going to give him a new
not that
contract
good.
win. That's what happens.
We
And
never
then he'll
do
go
that, by the
shit
way.
again.
We never sell the players when we need to sell them. But another thing that Johnny NUFC was saying, talking about, I think he was, no, Davey T, about J7 being suspended, which I thought the referee with yellow cards was rubbish. Leicester were fouling left and right, and no yellow cards
I
for
was
them.
wondering if he took if he took that deliberately myself.
Nah, I doubt it.
We didn't get, obviously we didn't get the replays and things that you got, but I said,
thought it was a foul, but not like a yellow card.
It wasn't a yellow card.
Because the game he misses is going to be Ipswich. So
yeah, well,
he was fuming with. He was absolutely fuming when he got the yellow card.
He told the referee, one foul the whole time, and you're gonna give me a yellow card. That was the issue with him. All right. Well, Gary wants to show something. See.
This is just giving you guys a little bit of substance on what you were saying about the passing lines, and you can see the thicker lines is where we pass the ball more to. So as you can see, very dominant down the left-hand side, and very infrequent and very thin lines coming from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, apart from the assists to the guys on the right-hand side, Murphy and alike, and Bruno even. And the other thing that I like about this is what, again, as you guys know, I show this most weeks, and mainly our centre forward, our striker, whatever you want to call him. He's the one who sits deep and you have players like Murphy in the past that have been in front of him, Gordon that have been in front of him, and yet today, as you can see,
He's up
because of
front.
the
Yeah,
opposition that
that's
you're
the
playing,
I noticed
he
that.
is. Yeah, he's our main striker. And the other thing that I want to pick out is again we talk about who's playing where, and as you can see here, the man who controls the centre circle is Tonali, and as you can see, a cracking wagon wheel from Tonali, playing in all quadrants of the park from that centre circle, which is a typical perfect centre midfielder. J7 again, and the reasons why I questioned about Lewis Hall. Now, the one thing I'm going to put up on the screen, and I think we should have a look at now, is what Lewis Hall brought to the game. And you guys are quite correct. The reasons why I suggested about Gordon was the fact that when Gordon's driving at the defence, it actually brings everybody else into the game, especially when the ball breaks to the right-hand side, is because we get this massive overload on the left-hand side, which opened up the right-hand avenue. But you just have a look at what what I've got at the moment is all the unsuccessful. So these are red marks against Lewis Hall. So don't worry about this. These are the balls. But again, every ball that he's trying is forward. He didn't go negative and go left. He didn't go back and lose the ball. Every ball was being thread to the eye of a needle, if you like. And I've got a massive percentage of being taken away. So, but you look at the successful, and then we go on to successful passes, and there you go. He dominates the areas where he needs to, up that left-hand channel quite comfortably. Let me get rid of this advert. I hate adverts. Apologies for that. And then you go into open play crosses, and again, you can see it's a green. You go into successful set plays. Didn't get involved in any of the set plays today, which is, again, very strange, but it's obviously something that they've worked on. But what you'll see now come up in yellow are the key passes. So I'm just going to put them on, and I'm going to put the assists. So when you look at his overall play, let me get rid of everything else and just look at the dominant ones. And as you can see, there you go. They're all of his. Sorry, let's get rid of that one as well. There we go. There you go. They're all his key passes and his key involvement in any of the goals. So for a left back, that to me shows that he's involved in the game all up that left-hand field, but that's the way he play. That's how the team is set up to play, with J7 to come out there, get that overload in the top left-hand quadrant, and then what you get from Lewis Hall is that inward drive, and it's in this area here. You can have a look at my cursor where Lewis Hall drives into. Sometimes you get a block because you've got the Anthony Gordon syndrome, where he likes to drive into this space here on the corner of the penalty area. And I think where Lewis Hall needs to work on his game is to come round the outside. And he did that right at the end, where he got us involved in the final goal, and he crossed the ball, which was a deflection for Isak to score. But again, it was that perfect setup, and quite rightly mentioned by everybody in there. Hall deserves to be definitely up in the accolades because of that. And the only reason I questioned Hall today, I do think he had a bit of a mental block because some of his balls from deep were, I wouldn't say effortless, because I think that just gives him an unjust, but it seemed to be wavering. It wasn't his usual driven ball up the wing towards J7 and Gordon. It looked a little bit inside himself when he was passing the balls. But again, never put us in any danger. Didn't give us any problems at the back. And like I keep saying, you can only play against the team that you're playing against. Now, you're talking about Tonali. Let's have a look at the rest of them. Let's have a look at Murphy. What did Murphy come? There was two key moments from Murphy, according to what's on there. Have a look at Anthony Gordon. He's got 4 key moments in his play. So again, everybody across the park in the high positions are actually getting involved in key moments of the game. And that's exactly what you're expecting. Alexander Isak, again, 4 key moments of the game. Again, shows to me that it's total dominant in the final third. What we have to do now is replicate that going on to the next game. Yeah, exactly what the lads are saying.
That's gonna be the thing. And, all of this will be over once Once we tomorrow we do the preview, or no, not tomorrow, but whenever we do the preview, it's just, you got to start moving and thinking about the other game, and that's where the Tiger speculations or doubts might come in, and a lot of the people and a lot of the fans, because we've had good performances, and
The
then
rocks are getting ready.
you come crashing down, because it has happened. It has
Jeez,
happened.
wins face.
Yeah,
What?
no, you're not gonna make me miserable today. Not a chance.
I'm actually positive today. Win.
But yeah,
I'm not
but
upset that we.
Win is digging in, trying to get a rise out of people, and it makes no sense. He's the one saying that Eddie Howe needs to win 4 games in a row, and then
Correct.
he's over
But he's
here.
acting like we've won the
Yeah,
4 games
exactly.
already.
He's acting as if we won the Champions League. That's crazy, man. You gotta calm down, bro. Calm down.
I was listen. I predicted 3-0. We got 4. But I predicted it on the back of the team turning up, and they did. And the problem with Newcastle is, are they going to turn up? To me, that shows the one big worry I had was that Eddie might have lost the dressing room. Today, it proved that probably they haven't. Except that, if, for example, he'd started Longstaff today,
he would have lost it. He would have lost the locker room. That's the
would it
problem.
have been, I think our elite squad know who the best players are. In much the same way as when Gary did the poll the other day, and everybody picked the same 8 players, almost to a man. So those 8 players should be starting.
Well, that's the thing.
And this is where
you know why the players play like this, because he put the best players on the pitch, and if he doesn't, when he doesn't,
your love child wasn't on the pitch.
it doesn't matter. I don't care about love child, no love child. I put the best players on the pitch. That's why, again, wake up. I look at this objectively. You don't. You would like to see Burn in the next 20 years, even if he was the worst center back in the history of football.
Nonsense.
And that doesn't work like that. Best players play on the pitch, and right now the best players are those 11 right there. Let alone, don't get giddy, because if he gets giddy, I'm going to be on that burnout train. Like, man, I'm telling you.
But then I can see how, like, for Wednesday, dropping Tonali for Longstaff.
Well, that would be a catastrophe.
Yeah,
disaster.
And then so whatever the result is, then I'll just say sack him, because he's not learning. So,
but then you're right. You have a lot of. You're right in a lot of ways.
That team will start on Wednesday. Trust me.
well, I'm hoping it does.
Well, the mighty win, you're always hoping and stuff, but that's you stay hoping.
I think the one thing you've got to do about Brentford compared to today, though, is the fact that you have to dominate in the middle of the park. And I think that's where I get a little bit concerned with. Again, we go back to the Liverpool game, and it was strategically done where one goes on a run and one sits. And I like that about our team at the moment. Against weaker oppositions, what I've noticed, as you've seen today, we tend to dominate one side of the park. We never really dominate on the right. And people are always going to say, well, we are very weak on the right. And that's fact. And unfortunately, whoever plays that right centre midfield, you either play as a name, and we talk about the players that have played there this season, and that's Bruno now, and obviously it was Tonali before. Whoever plays that right centre midfield are on a hiding to nothing, because you've got 2 players that will play by the outside of you, that one can't control a ball, or 2 haven't got a brain to play football. Now, again, you need both sides of the corner. And for me, whoever plays that right channel has to have support from the people on the outside. So it will make anybody, regardless of your stature, a weaker player before you've even kicked a ball. So I think against the better sides, we've got to bring a little bit more balance in. And again, what the answer to that is, I don't know, because at the minute, I think Tino is a loss when it comes to delivery. We know Murphy is a loss when it comes to certain parts of his game. So When you've got those two inside on the outside of you, you're on a downer. So how can we improve that right-hand side to get the metrics up on that right-hand side? And I think that's where Eddie's now got to start making a decision. Does he start Trippier just to give us that little bit more quality from deep with crosses? Doesn't always have to go on the runs, but can he provide us with that little bit more of a quality with touch on depth on ball? But I think Trippier needs time. And I think, again, if I was going to look at a critique today, knowing there may be some changes for Wednesday, it could have been the fact that why couldn't he have started Trippier today? It's less taxing mentally. You're dominating the play a lot more, so you could be involved in play a lot more. It gets you more time on the ball, it gets your composure back, and it gets your brain working. So if I was going to critique anybody, it would have been that right back position, because it would have allowed Trippier to come straight back into the side, get some quality minutes in there going forward into the next few games.
But I'm still not
That's a bit
sure.
2020 hindsight though, because we couldn't have known that we were going to dominate as we did, and have the game.
Yeah, but it's not 2020 hindsight. You've been watching the right hand side the entire season, so you know the quality that you're getting from the right hand side. Yes, we know that Trippier is going to be a little less regarding the mental awareness, maybe physical awareness, but you've got a young player that can take his spot come 65 minutes, 70 minutes, as he's done today with bringing Trippier on. I think you're losing a trick when it comes to taking players out of the game altogether, where you've got a little bit of delivery and a little bit of quality. Because I said it today again, the team is totally unbalanced against bigger teams, against quality teams. If they block out our left hand channel, we seem to be lost.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we've got to start working.
All right. We got Lewis in the building. Lewis, how's it going?
I'm fine. I just got back in.
How's it going, man? All good. What do you think about the game? Are you happy?
Yeah, happy, but disappointed at the same time, if that makes sense.
Wow, what happened? Why are you disappointed for, man? We won 4-0.
It could be more. It could be. We could score about seven goals in that game.
7 to 8 goals. You got the same take as the mighty win. But the problem is, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, we get the game today as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
That doesn't happen.
7, 8 goals.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen in football anymore. It's very rare. It makes the news. It makes the front news when that happens.
I know,
scoring 8, 9 goals doesn't make it. So you should not be disappointed, man. 4-0 is a pretty good result. We got what we had to do. We did what we had to do. We scored. A lot of the lads had good performance.
Clean
all of them,
sheet
really.
as well with Dubs in goal.
I know.
I'm always comfortable with the Bravka.
Class,
I never have issues with the Bravka. Never. I mean, people don't trust it, but I can't see it.
Mm-hmm. We had 11 shots on target in that game. They only had 1.
Yeah, that's true. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it was a good performance to build from, I guess you can say. But other than that, we're gonna have to move on quickly because we got a cup game, and I think the cup game is, to me, that's vital. If we get eliminated in the cup, all of this comes crumbling down again, Mighty Win, and all of this parading you're doing. By the way, Lewis, are you going to the Mighty Win parade? He's having a parade at the house, man. Everybody's invited because he's celebrating the Leicester Newcastle title, but other than that, all of this comes crumbling down if we get defeated against Brentford. It does.
No, I think the 3 league games are more important than Brentford.
No, man.
Are you serious, Win?
Cup
Absolutely.
game trophy, because Win doesn't care about trophies, though.
Man, honestly.
No. I want to win.
Mighty Win doesn't care about trophies.
If you offered me the Carabao Cup in 10th place, I would take it now.
Yeah, but
because you just said the
league's more important, so you don't care about the cup.
For Eddie, it's more important, yeah.
No, it isn't.
No, I'm asking about you. What's more important, the league or the cup? This season,
I want to win a trophy before I pop me clogs. Certainly.
Well,
then that can be anytime.
God, yeah. I think we need to. I think league-wise, the cup's more important because we're still in the bottom 10 in the league, right? So we should prioritize the cup. That's like, I think the cup's the only way we're going to get into Europe this season. I don't think we're going to get into Europe league-wise.
I'm going to get to Europe easy, bunny lad. Easy.
Nah,
you're tripping, man.
Yeah,
You're tripping.
I don't think I disagree. I don't think we'll actually get qualified by the league.
4 points off Man City.
Nah, see, I don't want to hear
bro, we
that.
keep
Like,
saying the
And we're
same
playing
thing, bro.
Ipswich next week.
It doesn't mean
And
anything.
Joelinton's banned.
Yeah, well, that's okay. If
Well,
you're going to be banned,
everyone's
let's
saying
be
he
banned
needs a
against.
rest anyway, so let him have his rest.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear that as an excuse why we lost against Ipswich. Oh, because Joe Linton wasn't on the pitch. Like, come on, that's not.
Correct.
We know we doing like Longstaff
There was
plays.
perfect opportunity for Louis Mailey to come in.
Well, he's
Yeah,
not
I
going
wouldn't
to.
mind that.
If he doesn't play him when you're winning like this, and when what makes you think he's going to start him? He's not going to start him.
Win.
Here we go. We get into the same nonsense, but this guy doesn't have a brain for himself. He doesn't. He just, as long as we win. It's like a little puppy, man. As long as we win. As long as you give him. How do we win? How? That's the thing.
Can we not play like this all the time?
No.
Yeah,
Demon
says Demon telling you win. Stop going on about Man City. Where are we in the league? We are literally mid-table, literally, man. We are just as close to Champions League or Europe than we are close to relegation. So you can't use that, and then you bring up your numpty stats to make a difference. Where was that stat today? You know, you make 0 sense, man.
No, that's one for you.
I don't know. Josh says it's only one step forward, but if this can become a pattern, so excited. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, if is the word. If. We shall see.
Big word for 2 little letters.
Yeah.
Can I quickly touch on trips quickly? Like what Gary was saying about trips. Like, I don't know if it was just me, but when he came on today, like he looked like he doesn't want to be there anymore.
I don't think it was enough, to be honest.
But I agree. I agree. But you've also got to take into consideration, my friend, is the fact that when you haven't played, your head's down anyway. You know, we've all heard of players that potentially want to leave, want to go, and everything else, and that's driven within you. But what that does, though, it's quite easily nullified. Now, we were talking, Tiger, just before we started about something that I saw this morning about people, when they're with players that aren't playing, they lose 15% roughly of their ability because it's a knock on. You feed off bad play, you also feed off good play. Yeah. What I'm saying to you is, if you play your players that aren't performing mentally, physically on the field in games like you have today, where everybody gets that euphoric feeling, where everybody gets a lift, what that does then, it drives the players onto the next game to start to get the performance levels high. What we've got at the moment with Trippier just being on the bench, coming off the bench, what's he got to look forward to? You know, we saw this with Tonali. Everybody was questioning, would Tonali go back to Milan or whatever because he was on the bench? We were all saying, you know, and it took his agent to come, out in the open and say he's going nowhere. He loves it at Newcastle. But everybody was questioning that because when you're performing as poorly as we were and not getting the results, it thrives through the team. And we just need to utilise the squad in certain games to up the ante because it's going forward now. Trippier is with us until he leaves, and you have to use the squad.
All right. Rolly, how's it going, mate?
Rolly.
Good, thanks.
You can finally hear us.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah, we got
yes,
you, man.
we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, great result. Everyone played well. I do get a bit down on you negative nannies when we play well. I'm on Wynn's camp on that one. I mean, Murphy, I thought he had a really good game. Obviously, you can't grumble at him scoring 2 goals. I think he got an assist as well. He was a positive attacking. Right, he's not the greatest right winger in the world. We need an upgrade, but we can't do anything about that until January at the earliest. Right. But it does give us a balance on the right side, someone that's actually naturally attacking, and he's not afraid to have a shot, which is good because we've been a bit shot shy of recently. I think the team that was picked of the available players is the best team that we've got.
That's it.
And I don't think anyone. And there are a few sloppy passes, but they're always going to be. But I know you're talking about Tonali a minute ago. I think he's fell prey to Eddie's easing players into the team. Obviously, he didn't play for much of last season, so just basically reintegrating him into the team. And he's been shuffling things around when we've had a poor spell. But now Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno is working in midfield, so that will be the natural midfield going forward. I think he got dropped midweek because of the number of games we're playing in December. Once we get back to playing one game a week, he'll be starting every week.
I think he should be starting anyway.
It's a nice confidence booster going into the Brentford game on Wednesday, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to because I've got a ticket.
Oh,
you got a ticket, man. You got a ticket. There we go.
So I'm looking forward to that. But I mean, this is what we can. I mean, Leicester were awful. Let's not shy away from that, and let's not get too excited because they were awful.
There you go.
This is what we need to be doing to teams of their ilk. We shouldn't be losing to West Ham. We shouldn't be losing. Well, Brentford away is a different story because they're very tough at the G-Tech. They haven't lost this season, but we had the opportunities to put them to bed before they took the lead in the second half. We could have been out of sight. We still need to be a bit more clinical. We're getting better at it, but we need to do it on a consistent basis because we're now starting to create the chances. But yeah, I'm a very happy chappy.
Hell yeah. Anyways, folks, we had a great show. It's been lovely. It's been great. And, of course, we won. So that's the most important thing. We should be happy and enjoy the rest of our nights. And tomorrow we're up again because it's another day of work. Well, not for us because we're going to be off. But, it's Monday, another match coming up. We're going to have to get that one going. So I appreciate everybody coming on. Lewis, Rowley, Mighty Win, Gary, Tiger. And I think that's everybody that joined us on the match reaction. So appreciate your support. Hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends, become a member if you can. That helps us out as well. And and we're gonna be posting the post-match reactions, Eddie Howe's, and any players that come out and talk. So stay tuned on the channel. More to come later on. So appreciate your support, and we'll see you guys on the next one, folks. Bye bye.
Merry Christmas.